Hello everyone, I am Miss Carla Joyce B. Navarrete, an MBE student from group number 2. In this video, I will be discussing about the framework of development education according to Dewey, Rosseau, and Locke framework. An individual goes through a series of development. Belonging to this development is his or her mental state. Thus, a person's cognition and morality develop throughout his or her lifespan. In this video, I will be answering or discussing to you how do cognition and morality develop according to John Dewey, JeanJacques Rousseau, and John Locke. Before anything else, let us define first what is cognitive development and moral development. When we say cognitive development, it deals with the changes on how thoughts processes over a period of time. It pertains to a person's ability to think, reason, and understand. When we say moral development, on the other hand, it's all about the changes in someone's view of morality, of what is good or bad, of what is right or wrong. It's also about the development of proper attitude or behavior towards others. These two things might look different to us, but they are connected with one another. The way a person perceives a situation or things around him or her has something to do with cognition. And based on how our mind perceives something, this will become the basis on how we respond to it. So that response shows our behavior or attitude, which has something to do with morality. And that is how cognition and morality is connected with one another. Now, let us talk about the framework of development education according to John Dewey's framework. John Dewey is a well-known pragmatist, progressivist, educator, philosopher, and a social reformer. He is known as the father of progressive education and an advocate of social learning. He championed the concept of learning by doing, or what we know as experiential learning. According to his framework, learning is socially constructed, meaning a learning exists because humans believe that it exists. Okay? And according also to him, learning is all about creating new meaning. Effective learning will happen if we make use of our previous experiences and our prevailing or present experiences. For us to better understand his framework, here is an illustration. If you can see, there are two boxes, the human and then the environment. Between human and environment, there are two-way arrows. It means that a human has a continuous interaction with his or her environment, and that environment has an effect on him or her. With this continuous interaction of the human with his or her environment, experiences are being created, and that experiences will have relationship with one another. The human should be able to find the relationship of his present experiences with his previous experiences. And once he is able to do that, he will be able to create a new value. That value now is his learning or his new knowledge. With that, Dewey said that learning is a product of learner's effort and experience to reorganize knowledge. John Dewey said, we do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on our experience. So it means that experience itself is not learning. It will only produce learning or new meaning or value if we are able to connect our previous knowledge or experience with our present knowledge. So just to share with you, I have a student before. He burned his finger because he was trying to relate his experiences or previous knowledge with his present knowledge. So what happened is, according to him, he watched a video before na nagsasabi na um, metals are good conductors of heat. Okay. So that was his previous knowledge according to the video that he had watched before. And on that day, on the present time, they were able to discuss on their science subject that metal is a good conductor of heat. And his teacher even gave an example that even the paper clip that they have inside that classroom is an example of metal, and that would be a conductor of heat. So with his previous knowledge that metals are good conductors of heat, and his present knowledge that a paper clip is an example of a metal even though it is coated with plastic, so he was able to connect his previous and present knowledge by inserting that paper clip on an outlet. So he would like to verify if that paper clip coated with plastic is really a metal that can conduct electricity. So when he did that, yes, he was able to verify that that paper clip could conduct electricity. So nakuryente siya. And then since the paper clip was coated with plastic, so natunaw yung plastic and dumikit sa balat niya at nasugatan siya. Yes, it was painful for him, but he was able to verify yung knowledge niya before and then yung knowledge niya ngayon. So, nagkaroon siya ng pag-connect. He was able to find the relationship of his previous knowledge and his present knowledge. So, yes, it was painful, but he was able to form a new meaning with him na maging careful sa paperclip, na kahit paperclip yon, yes, it will be a good conductor of electricity because it is a metal. Another is tayo, teachers, di ba? When we attend webinars or seminars, at the back of our mind, habang may sinasabi si speaker, we try to look back, we try to reflect on our previous practices in our class. And then habang ginagawa natin yun, we try to connect it with the knowledge that we are gaining from the webinars and then seminars that we are attending. And from there, isipin natin, oo, baka nga ito yung mali. I-try ko nga sa next na pagtuturo ko. Ito kaya yung strategy na gamitin ko sa susunod na klase ko. So, that is how we connect our previous knowledge with our present knowledge. And that is the framework of John Dewey. The second framework that we will be discussing is the framework of JeanJacques Rousseau. Rousseau is a philosopher whose philosophy on education is focused on character development and moral sense. So this is his focus. He is focused on early childhood education, in which the focus will be on character development and moral sense. Rousseau showed his philosophy on education through his work Emile. So Emile is a hypothetical child. He went with his tutor in a countryside, okay? And in that countryside, it has a healthier and more natural environment compared with the city. So he will be living in that place together with his tutor, and that tutor will be providing him the learning experiences that will help Emile to develop that behavior or attitude that he has to learn on that age. And it was expected that the tutor will make no harm to Emile throughout his learning experiences. So with this, JeanJacques Rousseau said that children learn the concept of right or wrong due to the consequences of their actions. And it is not through physical punishment. So once the child have already learned the concept of right or wrong, so he will stay virtuous even the society is evil, because JeanJacques Rousseau believed that people are innately good. Okay, we are innately good. However, the society is bad according to him. And for us not to be swayed with the evilness of the society, the child or children must have a strong sense of moral and character. So according to JeanJacques Rousseau, he believed that bad behavior is a product of learning and socialization. Therefore, one must have a strong sense of character and morality. And once a child have already mastered that strong sense of morality and character, he will remain virtuous even in the unnatural and imperfect society that they have to live. Kaya nga 'di ba sa lagi nating binabanggit kapag kami mga bata sa paligid, wag niyong pag-usapan yan dito, wag kayong mag-away sa harap ng mga bata, because we would like to impose an environment for the children to develop that strong sense of morality and character na makakatulong sa kanila, that even na pagka lumaki na sila at talagang nasa totoong buhay na sila, they will be able to fight peer pressure, evilness of the society, kasi they already have that strong sense of morality and character. And I think ito yung isa sa mga problems natin nowadays with our teenagers. They easily get swayed with the trends on social media. They do things that kahit hindi siya appropriate, ginagawa nila because of peer pressure. Okay? And I think we must really be able to instill at a very young age yung strong sense of morality and character. So yun yung pino-point out ni JeanJacques Rousseau. So according to him, people in their natural state are basically good, but this natural innocence, however, is corrupted by the evils of society. The third one that we have here is the framework of John Locke. John Locke is a British philosopher, medical doctor, economist, and a political theorist and psychologist. So his idea revolves a tabula rasa or blank slate, and he said that education has an important role in child's development. So let's talk about first the important role of education according to John Locke. So according to him, through education, there will be an adult as the source of knowledge. So that is us teachers. So that's why as teachers, we teach them the proper behavior, we teach them the values, the right manners, the good conduct. And through education, a child learns the socializations. And once the child have already learned that socialization skill, he will be a good member of the society. Diba? Kaya habang nasa school yung mga bata, lalo na pag at early age, kapag kami nag-aaway ng mga bata, 'di ba? We try to help them how to say sorry with their classmates pag may nagawa silang mali, how to resolve conflicts with their classmates kapag mayroong away na nangyari, because that's part of learning socialization skills. And with school or education, natututunan din ng mga bata yung mga roles nila as part, 'di ba? Meron silang iba't ibang part sa classroom. So meron silang mga responsibilities. And when they go out of the classroom, madadala nila yung mga natutunan nila yun as part of a society. Another idea of John Locke is tabula rasa, the concept of tabula rasa. He viewed the mind of a child as a blank slate, and it will be filled with experiences. It will be filled with knowledge that was a result of his or her experiences. So he gave emphasis on the idea that environment is powerful in child's early life. And he said that knowledge is the result of experience of the senses. So like for example, I have this goddaughter. She's turning 1. Hindi pa siya 1 year old. So she will be turning 1 on July. And she used to watch Cocomelon. And habang pinapanood niya yon, ayaw niya dun sa character ng may turtle doon. Ayaw niya. Umiiyak siya doon. Ayaw niya pinapanood kapag nakikita niya na yon. So, nagkaroon ng knowledge sa kanya na ang turtle ay nakakatakot. So, because of her sensory experience na habang pinapanood niya, maybe that turtle is doing something na hindi maganda para sa kanya. So, nagkaroon siya ng development ng takot against that turtle, that even a stuffed toy turtle will not be good to her. Ayaw niya rin ng stuffed toy na turtle. So, ganun siya. So, since yung experience niya on a turtle, on the image of turtle, is ganun yung nangyari. So, every time na nakakita siya ng turtle is hindi niya gusto. Another example is yung ginagawa nating panakot sa mga bata. So, most of the kids nowadays, yung mga toddlers, hindi pa naman talaga lahat sila nakakita ng police sa personal. But when they hear the word police, when they see police on TV, they automatically feel fear. Bakit? Because and because adult around them tell them, oh, wag ka makulit, kukunin ka ng pulis. O wag ka lumabas, kukunin ka ng pulis. Ganon siya. So, nadidevelop dun sa bata yung ganong idea na ang pulis ay nakakatakot kasi yun yung ininstill sa kanila nung environment nila. So, that is how powerful the environment is and a sensory experience in the development of child's knowledge. So, according to John Locke, no man's knowledge here can go beyond his experience. So, he also gave importance on the experience. So, those are the framework of development education. That is how cognition and morality develops according to John Dewey, Rousseau, and Locke. So, to end my presentation, let me leave this statement to you. Experience matters. Experience is an important factor in one's development. So, the common denominator among John Dewey, JeanJacques Rousseau, and John Locke is that they gave emphasis or they considered experience or the importance of experience in someone's development. Whereas John Dewey said that learning is all about finding connections with your present and previous experiences. It's all about creating new meaning based on your experiences. While JeanJacques Rousseau gave importance of having a good environment and providing good experiences in child's early life. So how learning experiences will be able to develop that a concept of good or bad to a child. While John Locke, he also gave emphasis on the importance of experience in the form of sensory experiences, that whatever is experienced by the sense of a child, that will create a knowledge on his or her mind, which he considered a blank slate. Okay, so whatever the form of experience is, may it be sensory or reflective experiences, it will surely contribute to someone's development. And these experiences may affect the development of someone's cognitive abilities, which later on could affect our morality, because our judgment on something is based on how our mind works, and based on how we perceive things, we will be responding to it, and that shows our behavior or attitude, which is connected to morality, as I have mentioned earlier. So these experiences are coming from the environment. So as teachers, it is very important that we create a good environment, a desirable environment for children, and provide them with learning experiences that will help them to develop that good or desirable behavior and attitude. So here are my references for this presentation. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have learned something.